The alarm rings. Once, twice, 3 times loud, again and again. And just like that, you are up, like a machine. Your hand hits the alarm to stop the noise. Your feet hit the floor. You run straight to the bathroom, wash your face, brush your teeth, all of it fast, automatic. Your heart is already beating a little faster than it was 1 minute ago. Your shoulders are a little tight, even though nothing has happened yet. Your body moved before it was fully ready. It is still half inside sleep, but it is already running. And while your hands are moving, your mind is already somewhere else. It is already making a list. The message you have to answer. The meeting today. The things you forgot yesterday. All of this in just a few seconds. In the morning, you have never once stopped to breathe slowly. Not because you forgot. You never even thought of it as something to do. Your body is awake. It is moving, washing, getting ready. But your breath is still short, still fast, like it is running away from sleep, not starting a new day. Today, we are talking about one very small habit. Taking 3 slow, deep breaths when you wake up. Not a long meditation, not a quiet room with soft music. Just 3 breaths right there, on the bed, before you do anything else. Here is the question for today. Why do 3 slow breaths in the morning calm your whole body, and why does almost nobody take the time to do it? By the end of this episode, you will know the answer, and you will know exactly what to do tomorrow morning. One small thing, 30 seconds. That is all. Let's start. First, let's talk about why almost nobody does this. It is not laziness. It is not because people do not care about themselves. There are real reasons, and every one of them makes sense. Here is the first reason. The alarm itself creates the rush. That sound is sudden, loud. Your body reacts to it right away. Sit up, stop the noise, start moving. There is no pause between still asleep and already rushing. A slow breath feels like it does not belong in that moment at all. It feels like something for a different kind of morning, not this one. Here is the second reason. People do not notice their own breathing. Most people never pay attention to how they breathe in the morning. Short, fast breathing has become so normal that they cannot even tell it is different from slow, deep breathing. It is just how mornings feel. They do not know there is another way. Here is the third reason. Deep breathing sounds like something for yoga class, not for busy people. When people hear, "take a deep breath," they imagine long meditation sessions. A quiet room, soft music, someone sitting with plenty of free time. That image does not match someone who has 10 minutes to get ready and run out the door. So they think, that's not for me. I don't have time for that. Here is the fourth reason. 3 breaths sounds too small to matter. If you want to actually feel calmer, surely you need to do something bigger, right? A full yoga class, a long meditation. 3 breaths sounds like nothing, too small to change anything at all. Here is the fifth reason. Hitting snooze feels more useful than breathing does. When the alarm rings, there are really only 2 choices that come to mind. Get up, or hit snooze and sleep 5 more minutes. Breathing slowly is not on that list at all. It does not feel like sleep, and it does not feel like getting up either. It feels like nothing, so most people skip right past it without ever thinking about it. Here is the sixth reason. Nobody ever showed them how short this actually is. Most people have heard the words breathe deeply before, somewhere, at some point, but nobody ever told them it could take less than 30 seconds. Without that detail, the idea stays vague, something nice in theory, never something you actually do at 6 in the morning with the alarm still ringing in your ears. Here is the seventh reason. Lying still for even half a minute can feel like wasting precious sleep time. When the alarm rings, every extra second in bed can feel like it is stolen from somewhere, from getting ready, from breakfast, from the walk to the bus or the train. Staying still on purpose, even for 30 seconds, can feel wrong, almost lazy, even though it is the opposite of going back to sleep. The mind treats still in bed and wasting time as the same thing, even when they are not. All of these reasons make complete sense. Nobody is doing anything wrong by jumping out of bed the moment the alarm rings. That is simply the natural reaction. Today, you are going to learn why just 3 breaths, only 3, are enough to change how your body starts the day. So why do 3 slow breaths actually matter? Let's keep this simple. When you jump out of bed, quickly alarm ringing, feet hitting the floor, rushing to the bathroom, your body stays in a kind of light alert, like a small jump that never fully calms down. Your chest stays a little tight. Your breathing stays high and short, mostly in the top of your chest, not deep down in your belly. Short, fast breathing is a signal. It tells your body, something needs attention right now. Move fast, stay alert. A slow, deep breath sends a completely different signal. It tells your body, there is no danger here. You can relax a little. You have time to breathe. When you breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly, just 3 times your body picks up on that signal. Your heartbeat can settle down a little. Your chest can loosen, even slightly. The feeling of rushing can ease, just a bit, right at the very start of the day. Many people say that after trying 3 slow breaths in the morning, they feel calmer as they start their day. Not because their work disappeared, but because their body is not stuck in that rushed, alert state from the very first second. There is something else worth knowing. A deep breath is different from a normal breath. A normal breath, especially a rushed one, often only fills the top part of your chest. A deep breath goes further. It fills your chest fully, all the way down, so your belly rises a little too. That fuller breath is what sends the calming signal most strongly. A short breath at the top of your chest does not do the same job. There is one more small detail that makes a real difference: the breathing out part. Many people focus only on the breath in and rush through the breath out without thinking about it. But some research suggests that a slow, long breath out is actually the part that helps the most. When you breathe out slowly, your heartbeat tends to slow down a little, right along with it. Think of a sigh, that long, slow breath out you make at the end of a tiring day. That same kind of slow breath out, done on purpose in the morning, can send your body a similar calming signal. That is why, in the 3 breaths, the breathing out should feel even slower than the breathing in. Not rushed, not short, just slow and steady, all the way to the end. You do not need to count perfectly or get the numbers exactly right. The goal is simply this slower than your normal, rushed breathing. That is the whole target. Even a rough attempt at slowing down counts as a real, full breath for this habit. Here is a simple example. There was a person, an ordinary person with an ordinary morning. Every day, the alarm would ring, and they would jump up right away. Heart already beating fast, mind already running through the whole day's list before their feet even touched the floor. They always felt a little tense, a little rushed, right from that very first moment. One day, they decided to try something different. The next time the alarm rang, instead of jumping straight up, they stayed on the bed for just a few more seconds. They breathed in slowly through the nose. They breathed out slowly through the mouth. Once, then again, then a third time. It felt strange at first, like they were delaying something, wasting time they did not have. But after the third breath, when they finally sat up, something felt different. Their chest, usually tight in the morning, felt a little looser. The rushed feeling was still there, but it was not as strong as usual. They kept doing it, not because someone told them to, but because they could feel the difference right there in their own body every single morning. Many people find this. A few seconds, 3 slow breaths, and the rushed feeling that usually grabs them the moment they wake up loosens its grip just enough to make a difference. Here is a second example, just as ordinary as the first. There was a parent with 2 young children. Every morning began the same way. The alarm, then almost right away, a child calling from the next room, or crying, or asking for breakfast. There was barely a second between waking up and being needed by someone else. This parent often said their day started feeling rushed before their feet had even touched the floor. They heard about the 3 breaths and thought, "There is no way I have time for that." But one morning, before reaching to turn off the alarm completely, they tried it anyway. 3 slow breaths, lying there, eyes still closed, just before standing up to start the long list of things a parent does every morning. It did not stop the children from calling. It did not make the morning any shorter. But that parent said something interesting afterward. Those 3 breaths felt like a small, private moment that belonged only to them, before the rest of the day asked anything of them at all. A tiny pause, just for themselves, before being pulled in every direction. They kept doing it most mornings after that. Not every single one, but enough to notice it had quietly become part of how their day began. 2 very different mornings. A person living alone, and a parent surrounded by noise from the very first second. But in both cases, 3 slow breaths created the same small thing, a quiet moment that belonged to no one but them, right at the start of the day. So now you understand why slow breathing works. But here is where people often get this wrong. They imagine they need to lie there for 5 or 10 minutes, breathing carefully, almost like a full meditation session. That sounds like too much for a busy morning, so they never start at all. That is not what this is. 3 breaths. That is the entire habit. Not 3 minutes, not 10 breaths. 3. Here is exactly how to do it. When your alarm rings, do not jump up right away. Stay on the bed for just a moment. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Try counting in your head as you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the air go all the way down, so your belly rises a little, not just your chest. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth, counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is one breath. Do this 3 times. Slow in, slow out. Slow in, slow out. Slow in, slow out. The whole thing takes about 20 to 30 seconds. After the third breath, sit up and start your day exactly as you normally would. You do not need to close your eyes in any special way. You do not need to sit up straight first. You are still lying down, still half inside the warmth of the bed. You are only doing one thing differently, slowing down your breath before your body starts moving fast. Now, maybe you are thinking, but what if the alarm keeps ringing while I do this? What if I am worried about being late? You can turn off the alarm first, the way you always do. The 3 breaths come right after that. Still before you get up, still before you reach for your phone or run to the bathroom. The order matters less than the fact that it happens before the rush of the rest of the morning truly begins. Some mornings will be harder than others. Maybe you wake up already late. Maybe someone is calling your name before you have even opened your eyes fully. On those mornings, 3 full breaths might feel like too much. On those mornings, do just one. 1 slow breath in, 1 slow breath out is still better than none. It still gives your body one small calm signal before everything speeds up. You do not need a perfect morning to make this habit work. You only need to try, even a little, most days. If you think you might forget, here is a simple trick. Write the word breathe on a small piece of paper and put it right on top of your alarm clock or your phone, wherever you will see it the moment you reach to turn off the alarm. That one word, seen for half a second, is often enough to remind your hand to pause before the rest of your body rushes ahead. When you do this every single morning, it becomes part of waking up itself, like turning off the alarm, like stretching your arms. You stop deciding to do it. It simply becomes the small, quiet space between sleeping and rushing. So here is what you can do. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, do not get up right away. Stay on the bed for just 30 seconds. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Breathe out slowly through your mouth. Do this 3 times. Slow, deep. Then sit up and start your day as you normally would. Washing your face, getting ready, running through your list. Nothing else needs to change. So remember, tomorrow morning, before you get up, 3 slow breaths. That is the one thing. Can you try this? I think you can. It takes about 30 seconds. It costs nothing. And tomorrow morning, the moment right after you wake up might feel just a little calmer than it usually does. Try it for a few mornings in a row, if you can. Not because one morning will not count. It will. But the difference often becomes easier to notice after the 3rd or 4th time, once your body starts to expect that small pause. Some mornings it might feel like nothing changed at all. That is fine too. You are not failing if one morning feels the same as always. You are simply building a small, quiet habit, one morning at a time. We are almost at the end of today's episode. But before we finish, let me paint one small picture for you. Tomorrow morning, the alarm rings. Loud, sudden, just like always. But this time, you do not jump up right away. You stay there, just for a moment. You breathe in slowly. You breathe out slowly. 1, 2, 3. Your chest, which is usually tight and rushed at this exact moment, feels a little looser, a little calmer. Then you sit up. The day is still the same day, the same messages waiting, the same meeting on the calendar, the same list of things to do. But your body started this morning a little differently, calmer, slower, just for those few seconds before everything else began. And that calm it came from nothing more than 3 breaths. You might not notice it right away, in the rush of getting dressed or making coffee, but somewhere later in the morning, you may notice that you do not feel as tense as usual, that the meeting does not feel quite as heavy. That small calm, planted right at the start, has a way of staying with you a little longer than you would expect. It is such a small thing. 3 breaths, 30 seconds, no equipment, no special place, but mornings are made of small things. And this is one small thing that is entirely yours to try. Let's remember what we talked about today. When the alarm rings, your body often jumps up in a rush. Fast, sudden, tense. A rushed body breathes in short, fast breaths, high in the chest. A slow, deep breath tells your body there is no danger. It can relax. You do not need a long meditation. Just 3 slow breaths, right when you wake up, before you do anything else. 3 slow breaths, before you even get up, can make your whole morning feel calmer. Tomorrow morning, before you get up, 3 slow breaths. Slow in, slow out. That is the one thing. Now let's go over our words for today. Breath. When you wake up, your breath is often still short and fast. Rush. Your body wakes up in a rush. Fast, sudden, all at once. Chest. When you rush out of bed, your chest stays tight. Slow. A slow breath tells your body, there is no danger. You can relax. Calm. 3 slow breaths can make your whole body feel calm. Deep. A deep breath fills your chest fully, not just the top. If this was helpful, listen again or share it with a friend who wants to learn English and feel better in the morning. See you next time.